The gag is not everybody's gonna be your bestie. Worst undergrad origin story. No offense to advisors, I'm not saying y'all don't do your job. Do not lie. Good morning. Hey y'all, so welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you guys have not been here before, I just want to say welcome. You came at a great time. You know, this is the era of consistency. I know you guys are like, why is she posting again? Because it is a mini content week and I'm trying to give y'all as much content as possible that is also going to be helpful. So let's just get straight into the video. By the title, you guys can already see that this video is mostly geared towards college freshmen. So if you are heading into college, whether that be your first or second semester as a freshman, I'm going to be giving you the survival tips that you need in order to finish out the semester strong. Or start the semester, y'all get what I'm trying to say. So I did also put on my story a little like question thing on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do that right now below. But I did kind of like a little questionnaire thing to ask, because I follow a lot of college students as well, to ask for their opinion. So this is just going to be kind of like a hybrid type of video. I'm going to be giving you my personal experience. Disclaimer, this is what I think and what I feel will be the best for you to try to emulate going into college. And then I also have a few tips from some of my college friends, so shout out to them for helping us get this video underway. So the first thing, and it may be a little funny and you guys may think like, okay, this is not that serious, but it is that serious, especially if you're going to school in South Florida or in Florida in general, is always pack an umbrella. Always. It don't matter if it's cold, hot, raining, not raining, always pack an umbrella, because campuses generally don't have as much shade as you may think they may have. So when it starts pouring down rain out of nowhere, because Florida is bipolar, it is, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When it starts pouring down rain and you have no shade and nowhere to hide, and then what are you gonna do? Exactly, you need an umbrella in your backpack. They sell the little mini ones at Five and Below. Five and Below is your best friend, your literal best friend. It's just one thing I feel like you should always have on your person is a little mini umbrella, because I have been caught in the rain far too many times and I have learned my lesson. The next piece of advice that I have for you guys is to remember why you come to school in the first place. I just want to say, like, big huge disclaimer, college is not for everyone. If you feel like you can, it's 2023. It is 2023. If you feel like you can make yourself successful without sitting in a 3-hour class 4 times a week, like if you feel like you can do it without going to college, that is okay. But those of us who decide to go to college and spend that money to get that degree, remember why you spending the money in the first place. A lot of people tend to like lose motivation and lose themselves in like going to parties and going out and all this extra stuff. Yes, it is okay to have fun, but should you be going to a party that's gonna end at 3 a.m. on Friday when you got a 3,000 word essay due on Saturday? No. That you haven't started? No. It's all about managing your priorities. Like, you need to be the one to be able to say, hey, this really isn't the direction I should be heading right now. And that also comes from just having a strong mindset. And I understand that not a lot of people are able to kind of balance out what they feel is important or what they think might be beneficial for them, but you can learn that over time. Don't be so hard on yourself. Like, it is okay for you to get a little bit lost, but as long as you're able to identify that you are lost, that's the first step. Like, hey, I'm not separating as much time for this as I should be. Let me go ahead and see if I could probably get a planner to help manage my time better, to see what I can do. Like, remember your reasoning and it'll always push you through. Like, I tell people all the time, and like this is my main big thing, motivation does not exist. Like, it is not on a continuum. It is not, it exists, but it's not something that's like everlasting. What's everlasting is discipline. You can be motivated and lose that motivation tomorrow. You can be motivated 5 minutes now and then lose that motivation 5 minutes later. You need to be disciplined. So you need to be able to build a set schedule or a set mindset for yourself to be disciplined enough to know this is my end goal. Is what I'm doing today helping me get there? Is what I'm doing today promoting me to get to my end goal? Yes or no? Like, ask yourself those questions when you want to make decisions. I'm not saying don't live a little, because trust me, I live a little. But I am saying to still have some type of level of discipline within yourself to know if you have the capabilities to make certain decisions. That's a very big thing. Moving on from time management and discipline, let's get into like the fun, my domain. If y'all know me, y'all know me. And if y'all have seen past videos and stuff like that, your girl's an active queen. Okay, an active queen. No being queen at that. If you know, you know. But all I can really say is be active on campus. Be active on campus. Like, there's literally no excuse if you want to build relationships. And I say it all the time, like, yeah, I get it. People are like, oh, I don't need to be active, I don't want any friends, I don't need all of that, I just go to school and go back home, or go to school and go back to my dorm. Like, I don't really need that. Oh, I'm a commuter, I can't stay on campus. Your girl commutes 2 hours away from her university. You can be active on campus if I can be active on campus. It's something, if it's something you want, you can do it. And I tell you, it will benefit you so much in the long run, because one, you're building relationships with people that can probably help further you later on. Like, that's a big thing. Being active on campus, especially if you go to a PWI, being active in the Black community within your PWI can be so beneficial for you, to have a safe space to talk about things, to be able to network with people to help support you if you're doing something or planning something that you may need other people to help out with. Networking is such a huge thing in college. It is not like high school at all. That's something I can say in so many different aspects. College isn't like high school. You have a large community of people, or even a small community of people, you make those relationships with them, it can benefit you in the long run. Even if it comes to like being in a class, try to make friends with at least one Black person in your class. I know it ain't many, and I know y'all feel like, dang, like, why I have to be friends with her because, you know, she's the only Black girl or the only Black guy in the class. Like, I gotta gravitate to them naturally. It will help you in the long run, because they would probably have more Black friends that can introduce you to the community of Black people at your PWI. But it works the same thing for if you're not POC. You should still be trying to make friends with people that relate to you in some shape or form, even though it's okay to make new friends that aren't, but it can help you introduce to a community that will be so relatable for you. Building your academic resume while having fun, and that comes from being active on campus. And it can benefit you, like, if you're all about school and stuff like that and you don't think orgs will benefit you, are you applying to grad school? Everybody applying to grad school and graduate programs and PhD programs, they all got good grades to some extent. They all got a decent GPA to some extent. What sets you aside from that? Extracurriculars. Come on now. Come on now. Like, extracurriculars set you aside from that. Community service. Your girl is a big fiend for community service. I love me some service. So if you enjoy helping out other people, join community service based organizations. If you don't have any in mind, I recommend Sisters Incorporated and Progressive Black Men Incorporated. Yeah, we're lit. But there are so many other ones. There are so many different things you can do. So many organizations on college campuses do offer assistance and assistance to the community, basically, and you can be a part of that. You can make a change and make a difference to what you want to see on your campus. So I recommend it. I recommend it. Okay. If you are any major but a writing major of some sort, or a reading major of some sort, get a scientific calculator. Just save yourself the time. College students, we don't really have a school supplies list. If you are any major that is going to involve any math or science, get a scientific calculator. Just don't waste your time. Me personally, I'm a rough writer. I didn't want to pay $200 for a calculator, so I literally memorized like all the formulas for stats and all that stuff and dragged my way through. and I mean dragged my way through those courses to try to pass, because I didn't have a calculator like everyone else. I suggest you get it. If you like me and you don't want to pay for it, just memorize everything, and I mean everything, and I mean everything. Like, so much stuff to memorize. So don't do it to yourself if you know you're not gonna devote the time to do it all, because I barely devoted, you don't know. But I wasn't paying $200 for no calculator. You could buy it used, but I still wasn't gonna give them $50. Like, I'm sorry, that's just me. Now we get into like saving money. Apply to scholarships. Even if you already got the scholarships that you need to support yourself, apply to scholarships. A lot of us don't have the money to just be thrown around at college, so I say apply to everything that you see, even if it's for a boy, even if it's a boy scholarship and you a girl, or it's a girl scholarship and you a boy. Apply to it, because 9 times out of 10 them girls didn't apply for it, or them boys didn't apply for it, and now they have to give it to you because you're the only one who did it. Definitely all apply for scholarships, even if they don't directly relate to you. I'm not telling you to lie. Make sure you specify that you are not a man or a girl. Make sure you specify that you are not blind or whatever, because it'll ask you like, are you, because like they have scholarships for people who are blind, like, are you legally blind? Do not lie. Do not lie. But they might award it to you if no one else applies for it, or if they felt like the people who did apply for it didn't really qualify. So apply for it, and then go to food drives and stuff like that. Go to the free opportunities that they have for food on campus. Like, follow your campus social media platforms. They will provide you with the information to know where to get these resources. Like, I know that at my school, inside of the dorm buildings on the last floor, they always have by the front desk like a little can thing, like a little box or something. It's like a metal box, so it's like real nice. And they fill it with stuff, like if you, like, let's say you're moving and you don't want to take home that butter, you can put it in there, and then somebody else could take it if they need it, and it's probably unopened. Like, just pay attention to the resources that you have around you and utilize them. Utilize all the resources. Them advisors don't help. Advisors don't help. Do your own research. Take everything that a advisor tells you with a grain of salt. I know we all know, so let's not pretend like we don't know. They be giving us the runaround. I ain't even gonna lie to you, like, I've had advisors tell me 4 different things. Like, one be like, oh yeah, you should take this, and the other one be like, no, don't take that, it won't help you. And the other one be like, oh, if you take this and this will help you. And the other one be like, oh, if you take any of those, none of them are gonna count towards your degree. So do your own research. I beg of you. It will save you so much trouble. Look up your degree online. Literally look up, I'm neuroscience and behavior. Look up neuroscience and behavior degree course track, Florida Atlantic University, and it will list you everything you need and all your requirements, because legally they're required to have that information public. Just do that. Just do that. Save yourself all the time and all the money. Just do that, so you don't end up taking stuff that you don't need. Maybe your school got good advisors, I don't know, but I ain't never heard that. I ain't never heard a school having exceptional advisors. No offense to advisors, I'm not saying y'all don't do your job. I'm just saying I've had times that, because I've transferred from university, so I'm not gonna say which university, but I've had times where I have called, and I am a neuroscience and behavior major, and they're recommending me law classes. They're like, oh, you're a criminal justice major, right? Did you not look up my identification? Come on now, let's just take everything with a grain of salt. Everything. Even if you think it should be common knowledge and that answer should be automatically right, grain of salt. Do your own research. It's your best friend. With everything, do your own research. You want to join a club? Do your own research. You want to change your major? Do your own research. You want to know what class you need to take? Do your own research. Do it by yourself. In a discussion. Do it by yourself, and then go ask for help and come with knowledge already there. So that way they are kind of forced to give you directed information for what you already have. Your last test grade do not define you. It don't. It is not the end of the world. I know in high school you were the top student, or in middle school you were gifted and all that. College ain't like that. It's not. Your last test score cannot define you. It can't. Like, I have spoken to surgeons, I have spoken to people in such high fields, and they tell me all the time how many times they have the worst undergrad origin story. Failing this, I ain't promoting failing, but failing this class, failing this test, retaking this class, grade forgiveness, dropping. Because you know, like if you're failing the class, you can like get a forgiveness drop. I think you only get 2 out your college undergrad, but like if it's really bad, you can drop it and it won't hurt your transcript. But I've had those talks with these people and they're still successful. If you fail your last exams, pray and put in the work to pass the next one. Don't just pray and think you're gonna pass without putting in the work. Prayer and work come at the same time, but put in the effort to pass the next one. Like if you have to retake the course, suck it up, retake it, and do better next time. I know it hurts and I know it's a lot, and I know you're used to doing well if you are hard on yourself like I am, but you have to remind yourself, and I fall short of it too, remind yourself that it does not define who you are, and it will definitely not define your success. You will still get into the places you want to get into if you keep putting in the work. And you don't have to be like everybody else who's doing well. If you think everybody, the person next to you in your class is passing that exam, I'm sure I bet they not. Because when that, like usually Canvas will show you the percentile, like how, like what the average grade is. When you look at that average grade, the average grade ain't pretty high. You thinking everybody passing, the average grade is 65. That means most people got freaking 50s. Come on now. It's not just you suffering. You're gonna be okay. Put in the effort to pass the next. Another big piece of advice I can give is be mindful of the energy that you keep around you. College is way bigger than high school, and there are so many different people, so many different walks of life, so many different upbringings, so many different ulterior motives. The gag is not everybody's gonna be your bestie, and not everybody's gonna look out for you even though they say they are. That's the real tea. I know you come to college to make friends as well and to make those networking connections like I said before, but be mindful and pay attention. I know it's hard and you want to look for the good in every single person that comes to you, but staying true to yourself all the time forces other people to either fit in with how you are, like to just connect with you that way, or forces them to show who they really are and be completely different. And when that person shows you who they really are, take it for face value and remove that energy if it's not bringing you anything good. Because at the end of the day, then it's going to start negatively affecting your progression in life, and there's going to be nothing you can do about it. And it's going to be even harder to let them go because you've let them linger for so long. I mean, the moment I feel, I just next. Because at the end of the day, by the grace of God, no negative energy is going to come in mess up what I'm trying to do for myself. It's already hard enough to keep yourself positive. It's already hard enough to keep yourself disciplined and motivated and keep yourself in good faith. It's already hard enough to be keeping people around you who's making it harder on you, who's bringing you down. Pay attention to those signs, because just by being you, people are going to be jealous. People are going to be upset. You need to be able to pinpoint those changes in their behavior when they're acting kind of iffy, and check it. Check it. Don't be afraid to check it. To move in silence. It's okay for not everybody to know what your next plan is. Don't talk about something till it's done, because you never know how people really feel about you until they show you. But you don't want them to show you at the wrong time, because that can screw you over too. So be careful. What does old say? Be careful, Selma. Which means only thing that they can give you, the only advice that those can give you is be careful. If you that's it. And one of the last pieces of information I could give you, speaking of environment, is change your studying environments. That's another big thing. Change your studying environments. You should not be studying in your bed. Your mind automatically associates your bed, your room, kind of with lax behavior, lackadaisical behavior, kind of with that calm sense or that I'm ready to go to sleep sense. Go study somewhere else. Leave your home, leave your dorm. Get some headphones, go to the library. Some people study better with like induced music. It is known to be like, if you study in a certain mood, you should keep that same mood when you take your exam, and you're more likely to remember information. So normally when you're in an exam room, it's cold, it's quiet, you're around other people that you probably don't talk to or know. So being at home studying in a I'm about to go to sleep, or I'm about to eat, or I'm hearing everybody running up and down the room or the house, that's not the same environment your testing is gonna be. So it's gonna be harder to remember that information, and you're gonna be not as motivated to study because you're used to being home, and home being like your safe place, your calm place. Or even if it's not, home can be a crazy place for you. Like, you don't want that messing up with your consolidation of that information. So my best advice is to study at the library, do your work at the library, or in a cold room on campus. Like me, I'm a really picky person where I like to study. I don't study at the library on my campus because I don't like it. It's just too dirty for me sometimes. So I find really nice places on campus that nobody knows about, that's normally quiet, like in the buildings and stuff like that, and I study there. So just do a campus tour for yourself, get lost a little bit, and find your spot. Like me and my friend Alyssa, we always have this thing about like finding our spot when we go places. Like, find your spot that is just for you. Trust me, there is one. There is one, I promise. Like, no matter how big or small your campus is, there's somewhere that nobody really goes that you can be to study and focus. Make flashcards. If you like have trouble memorizing, make flashcards. Cause baby, that's how we learned in elementary school. You don't remember, but it worked. How do you think your little cousins, stuff like that, walk around knowing everything? They make songs and they use flashcards. So if you gotta make your songs to be singing during an exam, and if you need flashcards to help remember throughout the day, do that. Especially those of us who work full time. Flashcards, because you can hide them at work. You can hide them at work and study them. Find out what works for you. And I know it's hard because there's no right way to study, but flashcards can be a good way to always remember seeing, hearing, and feeling that information. Like it uses all your senses. So when you get that test, you remember hearing, seeing, or feeling those words. Low-key, we get into study habits. Also, record your lectures if you can. You could buy a little recorder off of Amazon, real cheap. Record your lectures if you can and listen to them while you're driving, especially if you're a commuter. If you don't commute, you can listen to it anywhere, but commuters, I commute very far, so I like to record my lectures and take notes during lecture, so that way I can listen to the lecture again on the way home. Listen to the lectures. I know you don't want to, and you want to listen to that rah rah rah. No, listen to your lectures. Like, I promise it'll help, because now like it's being, whatever you wrote down is being replayed, so it's kind of helping you study as well. Because I never usually have time to study because I work so much. That usually helps me, just recording the lectures and replaying them back. And then normally I don't have to study for an exam. Like, I tell you right now, I never study for a second exam a day in my life. Why? Because I write really detailed notes. I don't write the information, I write what the teacher's telling me, because usually they tell you in your own words, and you can still, they tell you in their own words and you can steal your own words out of their words to make it understandable. Like if they say, let me give you an example, watch. Now if your professor say cognitive processes are the mental operations the brain performs to process information. That's what the book gonna say. Your professor probably gonna say something like, cognitive processing is what your brain does in the process of helping you understand information. You could write, cognitive processing is how my brain understands information. You see how words can be broken down so simply, like broken down. So you read the text in the classroom or the PowerPoint, whatever they got up, it's gonna be something wordy and crazy. They're gonna tell you something a little bit watered down and then give you an example. Write the example down. I write EX period, write the example down, and then I write a dash under it and I explain it in my own words so I know what I'm talking about. Like, I know a lot of people will read my notes and be like, what is going on? Because I understand it. I make references that make sense to me. That will really help with note taking. If you guys want me to do a full detailed video on note taking, I can do that too, because I think I'm a very good note taker. So just let me know in the comments if that's something that you guys would like to see. And for the last segment, I only have a few more things for you guys. If y'all want a part 2, I can do a part 2, because there's so much stuff that I wish I knew If y'all want a fast food video, let me know too. Just let me know, because I could keep going. But the next piece of advice, like I say, be prepared to be overwhelmed, be prepared to be homesick, be prepared to cry over that gas if you're a commuter. Just be prepared for the bad stuff, because they're there. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys like college isn't all peaches and rainbows and parties and woo 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 like the little TikToks and reels that y'all be seeing in YouTube shorts. Be prepared to cry. Be prepared to cry about that gas that you gotta go back and forth. Be prepared to be homesick like no tomorrow. Like you gonna wish you were home. Be prepared to be overwhelmed with all the assignments and work that you have to do. Like just be prepared to be uncomfortable. Cause some days you're just not going to be. And that's okay. That's okay. Just be prepared for it. Don't think it's all gonna be peaches and rainbows, cause it's not. College is nothing like high school. You can pick your own classes, you can make your own schedule. Don't think you have to go in at 7 o'clock in the morning. Me personally, I prefer to be there at 8 a.m. Get everything out early, and that way I can work the rest of the day.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey YouTube. Just wanted to make an appearance. It's me, it's you.
That's all that I have for you guys today. If there's anything that I missed that you may want to answer to, you can leave it in the comments and I'll try to answer all of them. Or if you guys wanted a separate video on something else, I can do that. I can make this little mini series as well. I know that a lot of people have questions about FAFSA, so if y'all want me to make something really short about how to complete a FAFSA, I can do like an Instagram live and we can go through the steps together. Just let me know and we can do that. So thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you for watching.